by doing some practice sketches. So just like we've done all throughout the semester, some getting to know you or thumbnail sketches so you can start to understand, like where is the head and how far do the shoulders come and what's that swoop of the hair and how it comes across and the angle of the glasses, and you can start sketching in these kinds of things as you are working with this idea. I use sort of what's called a mass gesture, so by putting my finger on or my pencil on its side, I'm able to really get in here and study where the lights and darks are. I'm not worried right now about the proportions and getting it 100% accurate. I am looking to see where some soft and hard edges are, where some lights and darks are. I'm trying to see that this whole eye socket is a little bit darker and that whole eye socket is a little bit darker, and that my lips and where my chin are a little bit darker. Right at the bottom of my nose is a little bit darker. And then I noticed that my, because this window is over here, it's very light, and then it's dark up here. And then I've got a darkness here, and then a lightness behind, and a darkness where my shoulder is. And so that's a way to get some of those in there. The next thing that you could do is do something a little bit where you're focused in on a particular area you think might be challenging, like one of the eyes or the mouth or something like that. A contour study would be next, and this would be a practice. So we're not worried about all the proportions yet. We're just trying, again, to get to know things. So if I wanted to do a continuous contour, I'm going to start here, and I can, choose some thin lines for that area of my head. I've got some wrinkles in my forehead. This is my eyebrow, and as I go down, I've got a nice wide line. That's my glasses. I'm just trying to sketch that shape in there. Where my eyelashes are, I don't see every eyelash, but I do see a dark line that's thick, and then I see a thinner line, and then I see a dark line where my iris is, and I'll go over that a couple of times to make sure it's nice and dark as I go across. And basically you're just doing exactly what you did last week as preparatory sketching and trying to understand the subject that you're now drawing, which is yourself. So yeah, that part's fun. And the hair as it comes in around. So my cheek and my jaw and my lips, and then I've left too much space for my nose, but that's all right as I study that. And then I see a soft edge as it transitions from the highlight of my cheek over to here, and then I'll get over to and get my earlobe, and then down to the bottom of my chin again, and then I can get in the rest of my hair. So a nice contour study would be a good one. The other thing that you can do that I highly recommend, and I'm gonna slide this up just a little bit so I can reach it and you can see it better, is to do a media trial. And I'm just gonna set it up, and then the next little clip of the video will show how to do that. So to do the setup, we really need to make sure that we're zoomed in on a particular area. So I want an area that has a full range of values. So for me, that's gonna be F2 and 3 and G2 and 3. And I'm just gonna zoom in on just this area, just like you did with your grid study last week in Check Close. I see I've got a diagonal, like a slight arc that comes right there that shows the hair. There's some other lines back in here. And I'm gonna go in with a line study first. I've got a check mark that starts here, and sort of arcs all the way across the two. So do you see I saw a check mark and then getting that in there, and then of course the glasses themselves comes all the way over to that edge. This one comes down and forms an interesting shape as it goes across. The arm of the leg, I really can't see because it's all very dark in here, so I'm just going to give it a indistinct line as it comes right here at the edge, and then that line gets narrow and narrow and then widens out a little bit as it goes over. My iris itself is right here in the corner. It touches the edge and it goes all the way almost up to the top of the glasses. And it's almost a perfect circle because my eyes are wide open. I've chosen this ridiculously silly image of myself because I think it's funny. And yeah, I like to have fun with my artwork sometimes, and I'm going to apologize for that. So thick line going in, as I go around, and then I start to see up here a little bit of my eyebrow and some shadowing. Right underneath the arm, right here in G2, it arcs down. It comes almost all the way to the corner, but not quite. And there's a little teeny bit of hair that goes that way. And there is not much besides a little soft edge, and I just talked about that a minute ago, where at the end, as it goes, there's a little bit of a shadow underneath, and then it goes down towards the edge of the bottom. In fact, this may be a little bit high. In fact, I think it is. So this will help me adjust those proportions. So when we are working with our, the grid, we can really focus on proportions really easily. When we're not working with the grid, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I've sketched in a line study of an enlargement, and then I'll come back in and we'll do some media trials. I'm going to be answering the 2 questions that go with my monochromatic scheme. What hue am I going to focus on? So what color is going to communicate a lot about me, and why am I choosing that particular color? So those are the things I'm going to leave you with, and it's your turn to get started on the getting set up. This is part 1, just the practice sketches.